have an agreement to work on a major arms control agreement. I started working on arms control agreements back all the way during the Cold War. If we could do one in the Cold War, why couldn't we do one now? We'll see. We will see whether or not it happens. But what do you, I mean, the thing that always amazed me about the questions, and I apologize for having been short on this before. If you were in my position, would you say, well, I don't think, man, anything's going to happen. It's going to be really rough. I think it's going to really be bad. You guarantee nothing happens. You guarantee nothing happens.
So there's a value
far,
to...
There's a value to being realistic and put on an optimistic front, an optimistic face. Look, you all said the same thing about the, you know, what was going to happen when we had the first meeting of the seven. Oh, Biden, they're not going to buy Biden stuff. They're really not really. Any of you find that? Did that happen? Any of it? A little bit, just a little sliver of it. When I went to meet with NATO, oh boy, they're not going to be happy. They're all going to be against Biden meeting with Putin. They're not going to want that. Did you hear a single solitary syllable? And what would have happened if I had said, before I went into those negotiations, you know, I think it's going to be really hard. I think it's going to be really difficult. I'm not so optimistic about it. I don't see anybody really changing. And the same way when I met with the EU. The EU's not going to like the way Biden's operating.
But this is Vladimir Putin. I mean,
sure, it's Vladimir Putin. But look, it was also... not, I don't compare him to Putin, but it was the French president said he will never go for more money for NATO. Guess what? He's agreed. I mean, look, guys, I'm going to drive you all crazy because I know you want me to always put a negative thrust on things, particularly in public, and negotiate in public. I don't have to trust somebody. We didn't have to trust somebody to get START 2. It wasn't about a trust. Well, I trust the Russians. I can tell, man, they're really, I've been looking at them. Very, very truthful. You have to put self-interest. There's self-interest. I don't trust anybody. Look, I've got to get in the plane, but I'll say it. You'll hear me say this more than once.
You can go when you want.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing, folks. I don't see any benefit ever to begin a negotiation, and I mean, you're the brightest people in the country. You're the most informed people on detail. I'm not being solicited. You are. But it makes no sense for me to negotiate with you. It makes no sense for me to tell you what I'm about to do. It makes not because I want to hide anything from you. Why would I telegraph that?
Did he do anything that surprised you? Was there any moment that you were really surprised by?
No, I wasn't surprised because I was convinced that. I'm going to choose my words. Russia's in a very, very difficult spot. They are being squeezed by China. They want desperately to remain a major power. You all are writing about, not illegitimately, Biden already gave Putin what he wants, legitimacy, standing on the world stage at the President of the United States. They desperately want to be relevant. They have, and they don't want to be known as some critics have said, you know, the upper Volga with nuclear weapons. It matters. And I found it matters to almost every world leader, no matter where they're from, how they're perceived, their standing in the world. It matters to them. It matters to them in terms of their support at home as well. And so I think that there is I'm trying to think how to shorten this so I can get in the plane. I'm of the view that in the last 3 to 5 years, the world has reached a fundamental inflection point about what it's going to look like 10 years from now. I mean it literally. It's not hyperbole. It's not like I'm trying to pump it up. I think it's a genuine reality. And so each of the countries around the world, particularly those who had real power at one time or still do, are wondering, how do I maintain and sustain our leadership in the world? That's what the United States is going through right now. How do we sustain us being the leading, most powerful, and most democratic country in the world? A lot's going on. I don't know about you. I never anticipated, notwithstanding, no matter how persuasive President Trump was, that we'd have people attacking and breaking down the doors of the United States Capitol. I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think I'd see that in my lifetime. But it's reinforced what I've always known and what I got taught by my political science professors and by the senior members of the Senate that I admired when I got there. That every generation has to reestablish the basis in this fight for democracy. I mean, for real. Literally have to do it. And I've never seen, including since the Civil War, such an outward assault on voting rights. I mean, just a flat assault. I didn't anticipate that happening 4 years ago, but it's happening now. There's a lot at stake. Each of the countries, we have our own concerns and problems, but we still, as long as I'm president, we are going to stick to the notion that we're open, accountable, and transparent. And I think that's an important message to send the world. Thank you all for
Thank you,
Mr. President. Come back and see us on the plane.
Thank you.